Okay, just close your eyes and relax. I call in the winds of the south, the wisdom keepers, Pachamama, the Mother Earth, who holds us gently, who protects us, who feeds us, who is always with us in this lifetime on this earth walk. We honor you and we love you and we are grateful for your assistance. Come and be with us tonight. Call in the winds and the wisdom keepers of the west, Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon, and Mama Kocha, the waters. We call you in and we call in your power and your flow and your essence of creative energy to assist us this evening as we begin to walk forward and create a new story for ourselves. We call in the jaguar who helps us to guide us through the darkness, to guide us through our emotions so that we may see clearly and know what we need and when we need it. We call you in and we thank you. Oh. Call in the winds and the wisdom keepers of the north, the ancestors, to come into our circle and to sit with us and to provide your wisdom for us as we open our hearts to you and open our minds to learning. We call in the air and the wind and our own breath that sustains us, that helps us to move, that helps us to change, that helps us to grow. We call you in, we call in the winged ones, and we thank you. Ho. Call in the winds and the wisdom keepers of the east, Inti Taita, the Father Sun, and the fire, the energy of fire, the passion, the masculine act of creation, the moving forward that's needed to offset the being of sitting in the chaos. We call you in to be with us tonight and to guide us as we move into our full creative power. Aho. We call in Great Spirit, Great Mystery, the Star Nations. We call you in to guide us tonight and to assist us and to be within us and help us to know our own light, our own divinity, our own creator within. We thank you always. Aho. Okay, so I just wanted to take a minute and touch base and see if everybody, did anyone do the ceremony with the flower where you just sort of let go your new prayer and into the water? Has anybody been able to do that?
Hi, Jean.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Sorry I was late. I came right in as you were calling in the West.
Oh, awesome. You're the mermaid.
Exactly. And one of the reasons I was late is because I made a commitment. I was after work going to stop at a park and buy some water and do the ceremony and some writing. So it was just really, really juicy and beautiful and lovely.
Good. I would encourage anyone who didn't to do that. It's really very beautiful to work with the water in any way. And Cindy and I were drumming last night and we had some water things going on as well. So I think water's sort of coming up as an important element to help with the flow of this. And of course it is the creative flow, it's that divine feminine creative urge. So thank you for sharing that. So tonight I want to do a little bit about manifesting your new story. And I had asked you, I don't know if everyone got my email, but to sort of look back at your original intention and to sort of bring it to mind. So if you've done that, I want to do a short meditation. First, I have a slide I want to share with you about creating your story. And let's see if I can do that. Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, I'm getting better. Okay. This is exciting. So I just wanted to start out with this quote from Abraham Hicks, because we are going to talk about really sort of being the creator of your story. You are the only one who creates in your experience. No one else. Everything that comes to you comes by the power of your thought. If there are changes you would like to make, it will be of great value to begin telling a different story about all subjects that have been troubling to you. As you begin to positively focus, getting to feel so good about so many subjects, you will begin to feel the power that creates worlds flowing through you. So we're gonna work with that power tonight, and I wanted to start since it is the new moon and it's an awesome time to create. To work with your intentions or to set new intentions if your intentions haven't evolved, which they do. It's a really good time to sort of get focused on that in your mind and to ask for clarity and to create some next steps. So in terms of your life, in terms of your writing practice, however you want to look at it. So I wanted to do a meditation here about, and then we're going to write for a little bit, and then we'll move on. So I think I'll just rattle during this. Just take a deep breath in and get comfortable. And I'm just going to guide you in a meditation. We're not really going to journey. So I want you to just focus for a moment on your own heart and on that vast space within. Within that space is really all you need. All you need to know, all you need to feel, all you need to create whatever it is that you want to create. And bring within this heart space the guide you have been working with, or any guide who wishes to come forward at this time to assist you or to hold space. And just visualize that guide, or hear that guide, or feel that guide, however you perceive your guidance, as right there with you in your space. And now just bring to mind that original intention, or the intention that you want to work with in order to move forward. And just think about how it has evolved and how it is still evolving, perhaps, through the weeks that we've been together. You may have developed new intentions, but there's going to be one that moves to the forefront that you can focus on. And take a deep breath in and focus some light around that intention, and just visualize it as a metaphor, as typing, as however you want to visualize it, with light around it, light surrounding it, light coming through it. And I want you to take a minute and just give yourself credit for all the work you've done in these past weeks, and for all the writing that you've done, And for all the new things that you've created or begun to create or set in motion around this intention or around any intention. And as you focus this light, just know that you will be able to move forward with ease and grace into the next steps that you wish to take. And as you focus this light, ask for clarity on what those steps are. How do I need to focus this intention so that I may move forward with it? You can ask your guide for clarity. What do I need to begin moving forward into a new story? What does this look like? Ask yourself the question, what if, or how can I? Now I want you to visualize 3 solid things that will answer the question, how can I, or what if? 3 solid steps. You can see them almost as a list if you look. Or ask your guide to assist you. What do I need to do to move forward into this new story I can create for myself? And as you focus on these 3 things, allow a light to form around them as well. It can be any color that it needs to be. And just see them focused, clear, in living color, in front of you now. And now take another deep breath and open your eyes and begin to write. You're going to write for about 5 minutes. You can write down these steps or anything you want. Write fast and don't censor. All right, take another minute and then we'll come back. All right. Everybody sort of finish up your writing. And how was that? Were you able to visualize the intention and some steps that you can take forward? Or does anyone want to share?
I know, this is Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I just was thinking about I started thinking about some of the roadblocks that I run into and what I've been doing and what my intention, what I found to really sing to me. And so what I wrote was that my steps are going to be, first of all, make sure that all the anger and negativity and frustration that you feel at the moment is first released, that you either write about that or you find some other ritual
Nice.
to get rid of it. So that isn't like, pushing on you as rather than being connected to your inspiration. And then the other thing is to maybe make notes when I feel an inspiration and I'm out doing something else, like raking leaves or something, that you stop and jot it down on your phone or something, or make a little video, or not video, but a little recording, so that you can go by those and say, oh yeah, because my memory just is not what it used to be. And so I know the feeling. There's so much coming in and not enough going out. So, and then to develop a ritual for a writing discipline. So this has kind of become my first thing I do in the morning. So I have to place a huge amount of value on this so that it doesn't get interrupted, and that other things don't just start like for instance, I'll start writing sometimes and all of a sudden I'll be getting lots of text messages. It'll be like, why didn't I leave my phone inside kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
And then really believe in my stories. They're sacred and they are what I want to share. They're what I want to share of myself more than anything else.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. Anybody else?
Jean, this is Cindy. It just got down to really strong basics of get a new computer and actually start being able to hold all the documents. Like,
Right. Yeah.
no more papers all over the place. Just keep it very simple, very performing, keep it flowing. So that's the creative flow. So thank you. Very
Thank
simple.
you. That's, sometimes it's just the practicalities that are the most important.
Right. I was
You know?
like, oh, I just need to put it into the computer so the computer can hold it
Exactly.
and I can have access to it. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi. Hi, Jean. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
This, hi. This was cool. I got 3 symbols that are also steps, and I thought it was really cool.
Mhm.
Mine was, I did the what if, so I just picked the biggest one that probably encompasses all the other ones,
Yeah.
which is, what if I heal up all this emotional baggage and drop it once and for all? And
Awesome.
so the symbols I got first was this huge piece of luggage, not a suitcase, but those old ones they'd take on a boat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I heard this thud, and I was like, oh, that's okay, that's one. And then the next one was a book, which immediately I was like, write and edit. Well, because I know part of it is to edit maybe some of my ways of thinking about things in the past, that kind of thing. And then the third one was a sun, which was, and right about the time when you were saying, and let it shine the light on it, I was
Right.
like,
Awesome.
and it was like the sun was shine on and be true. It was that kind of, so the steps, the luggage, rewriting and editing, and then shine on and be true to myself. That's kind of was the symbols, the steps, the meditation. It's cool.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. I love it when symbols come. It's because they're so wide, and deep, and you can do a lot with them.
Yes. You know what? I have one last little part that I just want to share because I just, sometimes it clicks and it's fascinating for me. And I know people use a lot of words for God, and, and I'll honor that. I'll talk whatever language people speak. I'll use whatever words are comfortable for them. But I've come to this place where I consider God the all. And so that encompasses everything. It's kind of a hermetic type of a thing. But anyway, so at the very end, I wrote, I love this great visualizations for my healing. And I wrote, I can do this once and for all. And just as I wrote it, I realized, oh my God, I'm talking about doing it for me once and for all, but it's like God is all encompassing in this healing that I'm doing. So I thought that was cool.
Thank you for sharing. I got goosebumps when you said that. So. That's always a sign. It's the truth. The truth comes in.
Yes.
Okay. So good. Awesome. This is great. Is anybody else want to share anything? We'll move on. Okay. So we had talked on Thursday, those of you who were there, about things that we maybe wanted to do. And one of the points that was brought up was overcoming negativity, fear, and resistance. And those seem to be the big 3. And to really try and work on that as, as a way of moving forward. I mean, you can't really, there's nothing that stops creativity in its tracks more than one of those three things. It's you know, it's a stopper. It really is. But what I've learned is that really moving away from them, and I think you said it, Sherry, about doing some ritual or really just doing something to like rid yourself of them. And it is really, it all comes down to a choice. And a choice of saying, how am I going to look at this in a negative way? Or am I going to say, no, I'm going to turn my face toward the positive as much as I can. And I'm going to make that choice. Some days, for me anyway, it's moment to moment. But so I had a quote here that I like. And I think it's a good one to talk about when we're building the new story. And it is, we are all here for some special reason. Stop being a prisoner of your past. Become the architect of your future. And I like that image a lot. It's helpful to keep in mind that you are the architect of your future. So I had some, of course, I always go back to the grandmothers, and they had this to say about struggle and about actually the end of struggle. And I'm just going to read you a couple of little passages here. Struggle exists when you try to control your life from the outside. You have a tremendous amount of control about how you choose to look at something, and almost no control over what happens outside of your own emotional, physical, mental realms. This is not a new concept, and yet many humans still try to control their environment. They will try to mold and shape each little thing that happens outside of them, and this creates great frustration and anger when things do not fall into place in exactly the way they had planned. You meaning me, are familiar with this feeling because many times in your life, when you are not in the stream of love and consciousness, things do not work out as you had planned. The frustration you have felt at these times is your own attempt at control gone awry. You understand this pain and struggle because of your own need to control things. You also understand how much easier it becomes when you simply let go and allow things to happen. No judgment, no resistance, no problems. And then from Hazel, I wish to speak a little bit about effortlessness, the other side of struggle. Effortlessness comes from being completely in the now, outside of time and care. When you are completely engrossed in something, it becomes effortless. When you allow yourself to become fully engaged in your life, it takes on a degree of effortlessness that might surprise you. Think of these words you are writing. You are just allowing the pen to move, and you have opened yourself up to the process. You are fully engaged with us, and we are speaking through your pen. This is effortless. If you sat down and thought really hard about what you wanted to say, what others might think of what you say, or how to structure what you are saying, you would be staring at a blank page. Instead, you sit down, call us to you, and just let your pen move. No thought, but completely engaged in the process. You have learned the secret to balancing being doing. The secret to do nothing, but don't be lazy. In becoming engrossed and excited about the process, you have given yourself the gift of effortlessness. So that is really a gift that we can give ourselves through our own choice. And that's the grandmothers. Any questions or comments?
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I did send out your book, by the way. You should have them very soon. So anyway, then I have this other slide, and then we're going to do an actual journey where we're going to do something a little bit different. But I like this. I like this quote because it's so apropos, and it's happened to me so many times, and it's kind of funny as well. Imagine a magnificent, beautiful, wonderful painting in front of you. It is intricate, detailed, a painstaking labor of love and devotion. The colors are like no other. They swim and leap. And yet you choose to fixate your eyes on the small fly which has landed on it. Why do you do such a thing? And I think a lot of us do that. I do, I know. When I look at something I've written, or I look at something I'm trying to do, and I see the part that is like, oh God, how could I have written that? I don't believe it. I don't, as opposed to just saying, wow, I did this body of work. This is really cool. Now I can fix it or do whatever I want, but it's there. It's done. I've done it, So, and then with the image of the painting, I found this quote, and I was like, I was trying to find a picture of a painting with a fly on it. It's not possible. I spent a lot of time looking for a fly, and I couldn't do it. So anyway, maybe I'm just in a really good place. Who knows?
You need to contact me. I've got plenty of flies here.
Do you? So that's hilarious. So anyway, tonight I want to do a journey where you are the artist creating your own life. And, sometimes I've found that it helps to, if you are doing something like you're writing, it helps to say, okay, if you get kind of stuck, okay, I'm going to do something completely different that's creative, but in a whole different medium. So than the writing. So I had this vision of a painting, and of the fact that each brushstroke is a choice that you make. Each brushstroke that you paint in your life it creates the picture that you want to create. So this is an experiment that I've not done before, but I think it will be fun. I hope. So this is a little bit longer of a journey. So if you want to just get comfortable, and I don't want some music, hold the phone. And we are going to write as well at the end of this. So just take a breath. And allow your body to relax. And take another deep breath. And I want you to visualize a very large tree. And within this tree is a doorway. And just visualize yourself going through the doorway of this tree and down a hallway. The space inside of this tree is like the space inside of your heart. It is vast and infinite. It's amazing, the spaciousness that exists within this tree. And this pathway within the tree takes you into a room where there is light everywhere. There's sunlight dancing. There are rainbow lights everywhere. You're not even sure where they're coming from, but they're in there like sparkles. And there's an energy there that's like a hum. This is your center of creativity. This is your painting. This is where you create your life. And you see before you a blank canvas where you can actually begin to create the rest of the story. But tonight you're going to paint it. You are the painter of your life, and all of the colors of the rainbow are available to you here. All of the crayons are out. And you allow your hand to move with the brush just as you write across the page. Painting with color and light on your canvas. If there is a line or a stroke that doesn't fit, simply paint over it with a different color. Now I want you to call to mind the element you are most comfortable with, or perhaps the one that scares you the most. But pick an element and allow the spirit of the element to come forward and inform you and inform this painting. Could be the waters, could be your breath, could be a fire, could be that spark of infinity that is the all or the creator. Whatever element comes to you, just allow the spirit of that element to speak to you, to inform your strokes. This is your life you are painting, and something beautiful comes from each brushstroke, each choice. You can ask for guidance at any time if you need it. You focus on this new canvas in front of you with eagerness and excitement and become engrossed in what you are doing in this moment. What color will you use? What emotion will you paint? Is the brushstroke heavy and strong or light and airy? Does the paint flow on easily? How will you paint this canvas? As you paint, you must trust that each stroke is exactly what is needed to add to the whole. And just let yourself paint now, creating movement and flow as each of the elements has its own movement and flow. The slow growth of the earth element, the flow of the water around rocks and earth, the air that can get into any space, the fire that can dance, the ether that is everything at once. Just let yourself paint. Excited about what you are doing. And in one corner of your painting, write yourself a reminder of what you will do. of your next step in this creation of your new story or of your life going forward. A symbol or a hint or a drawing that will remind you when you find that the path gets rough and overgrown. Your words of wisdom to yourself. This is a message from your higher self who knows the journey of your soul and its place in the universe. That which is helping you to create this painting in this moment. Now step back for a moment and look at what you have created, at the beauty of this painting. See the pattern in it. See the intentionality, even if it may appear chaotic. Just look. See the exquisite logic in every stroke, even though it is not finished necessarily. And thank the spirit of the element you worked with. Thank your guide and thank yourself for your amazing creation. And come out, back out of the room, knowing that you can come back at any time and work on this exquisite painting. And go back down the hallway, through the tree of infinite proportion, and back out the door and into your space, into your body, into your breath. And pick up your paper and write again for 5 minutes, very fast. All right, take another few minutes, another like 30 seconds, and we'll come back. All right. Did you have fun painting? I kind of think I want to actually do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like in real life. Just take a brush.
Oh, that would be fun.
Would anyone like to share?
Yes, it's Cindy Jean.
Uh-huh.
If we can do this in real life with feathers and water, okay? I don't know how it's going to be done, but that's all I saw is writing with feathers as colors. And I was like, I don't fully understand this. I need to sit with it more. But putting out all these different feathers with water, and it became like a water ceremony. I was at Camp Renora, and all these feathers floated to me, and then I wrote in the water these intentions.
Oh,
Oh,
that's-
wow.
So I'm just saying that would be fun.
That would be fun. I don't have that many feathers that come to me, but you do, I know.
Yes, I do. I might have a few to spare.
I'll bet. That would be fun. I'd like to look at that. I actually wrote a note down there. I'll have to figure that out. It's a ceremony for
Thanks.
sure.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
This is Christine. Mine wasn't so. I really what came was more important of to paint. I think both literally, but also to that really was the message in and of itself.
Oh,
And that was really what I walked away with, and a color that I feel, because what I saw predominantly too was a color that I really resonate deeply with, and so I feel is sort of one of my colors and of me, that reflects me, my soul, and so it was, but that, but again, the message was so much more of not what I was painting, but that I was.
uh-huh. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely, nothing's going to get done if you don't start.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's for everybody. Anybody else?
This is Sherry. I had a hard time with thinking of it as just static paint, but so I invented a paint that actually could move with my thoughts. And
Nice.
and so the element that I first thought of was water. I'm sort of an earth and fire person, and water I've always been a little out of balance with water, and lately water has not been really connecting with me. But so what I was painting was a river or a stream where I could watch all the elements work with that water, and I could see the rocks underneath the water smiling at me.
Nice.
And laughing and enjoying the feeling of having water rush over them and changing them ever slightly so much as it goes by, and the air was moving the leaves above me, so I could paint the reflections of the the leaves and the trees and everything that were being affected by air, and also working with sun itself, because the sun had a lot to do with reflection. So that was fire, and it was all working together, but water was the main focus of the painting, and it was just looking down to a stream. And then when I started thinking about moving away from that without the water, and thinking about the sun, I can't remember, putting it down in the corner, this area where it was just dark, but the clouds were there and moving around, and the and so I saw that, and then I just like made I made a picture of a hole that was like a burrow. So it went down, the water went down into the burrow without light, but it had the nurturing and the loving, the feeling that the deep dark earth gives me. I don't know, that sounds really
No,
crazy.
that's nice. You go into the darkness to create, I think. I've always pictured it that
Yeah.
way. You know, there's that fertile
Yeah.
darkness. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. Anybody else? All right. So, well, thank you guys. I learned so much just from the sharing. I really do. I really appreciate it. So I for your homework, I have something that if you were on the call Thursday, you already heard about. But I've been playing around with this radical creativity term. I actually gave the people on the phone call a choice of like 10 things, and everybody to sort of focus on, and everybody picked radical creativity. So I thought, there's got to be something there, and I want to go into it a little more. So for your homework, I hold on, what's going on? Okay. Your homework is to, one, define what the term radical creativity means for you. If you were on the call, you probably have a head start with that. But I think that's something that you can really play around with, and it's kind of an interesting thing to play around with. And then two, as you keep up with your writing practice, use the definition of what you came to about with the radical creativity, and use that to guide you. And sort of ask yourself, how can I bring this aspect of radical creativity into my story? And really, what would it look like if I did? So that's something that you can, work with if you choose. I think it'll be fun. It's been bugging me, and I think there's something there.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you, Jean.
Yeah.
And I love how at the end of the journey, near the end, you invited us to write a message to ourselves, draw a symbol, and then write a message. And the first thing that came were the first few lines that I wrote right after the kind of playing with that creativity. So
yeah, what was it you said about we were radical? I can't remember
radical rabble rouser.
Rabble rouser, yes.
She does not care what others think. She does not harbor regret. Regret is not in her vocabulary. Those are just the first few lines.
I love that. It's amazing. And thank you for sharing it again. So that's what you can play around with. And then I have a couple of little things that are also kind of interesting about creativity. The first is, creativity is the state of consciousness in which you enter into the treasury of your innermost being and bring the beauty into manifestation. And that's from someone called Torkan Sarai Darian. I thought it was pretty nice. And the other one, and they sort of go together as more of a meditative thing that you can work with if you want. And this is fully inhale your dream and completely exhale manifestation of it. And that brings the air element into the whole thing. And it also, to me, I didn't fully understand this quote, but I had to use it because I thought it might be interesting to work with, and to work with, and to work with your breath in working with bringing this story or life that you're creating out into the larger world. So I thought those were two interesting things to sort of contemplate on creativity and creating your new story. So
Jean, if I can just quickly say, I love that quote. And I know like it kind of feels both intangible and also like super resonates. And I just have to say, I have not like every night, but I've had some really wicked, cool, magical medicine dreams since we've done this journey.
yes,
So.
awesome. That is amazing. And yes, that's what I thought. It seemed more like a dream to me, like something that's something that's really wise that you want to latch onto, but you're not exactly sure where it's going to go. So,
So juicy.
Are there any other questions or sharing? And next time is our last time, and then we'll have another sharing session next Thursday. And I may do another like bonus session as well. If I can get it together. And I'm going to try. I'm going to really try. That's my intention. And because I've really enjoyed this, and I hope you have too. And so
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate your coming on this journey with me and sort of allowing me to make it up as I go along.
I've done that so many times in my life. I know. You have to get out there and dance.
That's totally made up, but it's sort of flowing in the way of whatever's happening. So
Yes.
that's cool. Anyway,
Yes.
thank you so much. And I will see you next week.
Yeah, Jai Ma.
Jane, thank you.
Thank you, Jane. It's wonderful.